Welcome back, everybody, to another lesson. Today we are going to talk about subtracting mixed numbers. So when we subtract mixed numbers, we do them a little bit differently than we do with adding. So let's start with our first example here. We have 4 1/5 minus 2 3/5. So when you're subtracting mixed numbers, what you're going to want to do is convert each of these to an improper fraction first. So for the first one, 4 1/5, to convert that mixed number into an improper fraction, we take the denominator 5, multiply it by the whole number 4, so you'll have 5 times 4 is 20, plus the numerator, which is 1, so 20 plus 1 is 21. Your denominator stays 5. Minus, now we got to deal with 2 3/5. Again, you're going to multiply the denominator of 5 times the whole number of 2, so 5 times 2 is 10, plus the numerator 3, that'll be 13/5. Now that we have fractions with the same denominator, we can go ahead and just do the subtraction. 21 minus 13 is 8. So you'll have 8/5. But in order to get this into the acceptable answer format, we need to convert it back to a mixed number. So we will convert 8/5 back into a mixed number. So we'll take 8, we'll divide that by 5. 5 goes into 8 how many times? 1 time. 1 times 5 is 5. 8 minus 5 is 3. So, of course, that 1 will be your whole number, that 3, the remainder, is your numerator, and that 5, the divisor, is your denominator. So your answer is going to be 1 3/5. And that would be the answer to this equation, will be 1 3/5. I got more. Erase that top one. I've already gone over that one. Alright. So I have 5 1/8 minus 2 3/8. Alright, 5 1/8 minus 2 3/8. So once again, go ahead, convert these to improper fractions. So 5 1/8, you'll take 8 times 5, which is 40, plus 1, that'd be 41/8. Minus, now we got to deal with 2 3/8. So 8 times 2 is 16, plus 3 is 19. Minus 19/8. Okay, so now you're going to be left, since you have the same denominator, you can go ahead and do the subtraction. Well, 41 minus 19 is 22. You will have 22/8. But we see we could factor out a common 2 from the 22 and the 8. So we need to go ahead and do that. There's a common factor of 2. So if you divide 22 by 2, you get 11. You divide 8 by 2, you get 4. You have 11/4, but we're still not done yet. We need to go ahead and convert that back into a mixed number. So we'll do the division here. We'll do 11 divided by 4. So 4 goes into 11 how many times? 2 times. 2 times 4 is 8. 11 minus 8 is 3. So the whole number 2 up here will be the whole number part. The 3, the remainder, will be your numerator. The 4, the divisor, will be your denominator. So the final answer to this is going to be 2 3/4. That's the answer you would get to this equation here, is 2 3/4. Alright, I still got more. Alright, so let's say I got 6 3/5 minus 2.5. So 6 3/5 minus 2.5. So again, start out, convert these into improper fractions. So the denominator of 5 times the whole number 6 is 30, plus the numerator 3 would be 33/5. So you'll have 33/5 minus, now we deal with 2.5. The denominator of 2 times the whole number 2, so 2 times 2 is 4, plus that 1 in the numerator is 5. So you have minus 5/2. Now, unlike the other ones, we don't have the same denominator, and 2 is not a factor of 5, so we need to come up with the least common multiple of 2 and 5. We can work that out on the side, or you can also realize it's going to be 10. The least common denominator is going to be 10. So, in order to convert the 33/5 to a denominator of 10, convert 5 into 10, you got to multiply that by 2. So you'll have 5 times 2 for your denominator, which means you'll have 33 times 2 for your numerator, minus, now we got to deal with the 5/2. In order to convert that 2 into 10, we got to multiply by 5. So you have minus 2 times 5 for your denominator, which means it's got to be 5 times 5 for your numerator. So now we work through our multiplication. 33 times 2 is 66. 5 times 2 is 10. So you have 66 tenths minus 5 times 5 is 25. Then 2 times 5 is 10. So you'll have 66 tenths minus 25 tenths. We can now do the subtraction since we have the same denominator. So 66 minus 25 is 41. You will have 41 tenths. But in order to get the acceptable answer format, we got to convert that improper fraction into a mixed number. So we'll work out that division here on the side. 41 divided by 10. So 10 goes into 41 about how many times? 4 times. So you have 4 times 10 is 40. And 41 minus 40, well, that's 1. So that whole number 4 is going to be your whole number. The denominator 1, the remainder 1, rather, that'll be your numerator. The divisor of 10 will be your denominator. So the answer to this is going to be 4 1/10. And yep, that is exactly the answer. It'll be 4 1/10. Got a couple more. Alright, interesting one here. We have 21 minus 8 3/4. So we got 21 minus 8 3/4. Well, this one here, if you remember, the 21, that has a default denominator of 1. So we can write that as 21 over 1 minus 8 3/4. So we got 1 as a improper fraction already, 21 over 1. Now we need to convert that 8 3/4 into an improper fraction. So to do so, we'll have the 21 over 1 minus, okay, so 4 times 8 is 32 plus 3 is 35 minus 35/4. So we can clearly see that 4 is going to be our least common denominator here. That's plain to see. So 35/4 can be left alone. That's already got a common denominator of 4, but the 21 first, we need to convert that into a denominator of 4. Well, how do we convert 1 into 4? Multiply by 4. So you'll have 1 times 4 for your denominator, which means you'd have 21 times 4 for your numerator. That'd be minus 35/4. Okay, what's 21 times 4? That's 84. over the denominator of 4. So that'd be 84 fourths minus 35 fourths. So now we got to just, since we have the same denominator of 4, we can do the subtraction. So 84 minus 35. So let's see. We could work out subtraction on the side, or we could do some mental math, which I'm opting to do. That would be 49 34. It would be 49 fourths, excuse me. So we have 49 fourths there. Alright, well, we have a improper fraction. We need to convert that into a mixed number. So we'll work out the division over here. 49 divided by 4. Alright, 4 goes into 4 one time. 1 times 4 is 4. 4 minus 4 is 0. Bring down the 9. 4 goes into 9 two times. Then you have 2 times 4 is 8. 9 minus 8, well, that's 1. So you'll have a whole number of 12. That remainder of 1 will be your numerator. The divisor 4 will be your denominator. So your answer to this, the final answer, is going to be 12 1/4. And that's the answer. Got one more problem here. Alright, so I have 14 1/8 minus 3/4. Alright, 14 1/8 minus 3/4. So once again, you'll need to convert the mixed number into an improper fraction. So what is 8 times 14? I don't remember off the top of my head, so I'm going to work it out real quick. 4 times 8 is 32, carry the 3. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 3 is 11. Alright, so 14 times 8 is 112, plus that 1 in the numerator, that's 113. So we have 113 eighths minus 3/4. Well, let's see here. We definitely got two fractions now. But see, 4 is a factor of 8, so that tells us that 8 is going to be our least common denominator. So we can leave the 113 eighths alone. But that 4 needs to become an 8, so we'll have to multiply by 2. So you have 4 times 2 for your denominator, which means you'll have 3 times 2 in your numerator. So now, let's work through our multiplication. Well, we have 113 eighths. That could stand by itself. 3 times 2 is 6. Minus 6. 4 times 2 is 8. So you'll have 113 eighths minus 6 eighths. We can now do the subtraction since they have the same denominator, which is going to give you, what's 113 minus 6? That's going to be 107 eighths. We're almost done. We're not quite done yet because we need to convert that improper fraction into a mixed number. So let's go ahead and work that out on the side. 107 divided by 8. Alright, 8 goes into 10 one time. 1 times 8 is 8. So 10 minus 8 is 2. Bring down that 7 from the dividend. 8 goes into 27 how many times? About 3 times. So 3 times 8 is 24. 27 minus 24 is 3. So we have a remainder of 3. So the whole number 13 will be that component of it. Your remainder 3 will be the numerator. The divisor 8 will be your denominator. So the final answer to this is going to be 13 3/8. And we will put a box around that to signify that is our final answer. So 13 3/8 is your final answer. And really, that's all there is to subtraction. Is you get your mixed numbers, you convert them into improper fractions, find a common denominator, do the subtraction, and then convert that final answer back to a mixed number. And that's all there is to it. So the next lesson is going to be multiplication of mixed numbers. I can tell you we will solve it much the same way by converting mixed numbers into improper fractions, but of course it'll be multiplication. But we're on fractions a bit longer. Later this week we should be starting our decimals unit. So there is an end to fractions coming. I hope everyone has a good day. Take care.